Hi everyone, I'm Jodi. I'm an architect. I'm a Baltimore native. I'm currently based in Portland, Oregon, but I spent some time working in Oklahoma City. That's what I'm going to share about today. The project that I'm going to share was prompted by some questions I found myself drawn to as I began my career as an architect. Next slide, please. Namely this one. What does it mean when people say a neighborhood has potential? Growing up in Baltimore and working in Oklahoma City, I heard this phrase over and over again to describe urban neighborhoods on the edge, neighborhoods that weren't cool yet, but they could be. I began to observe patterns that indicated that this type of thinking views these neighborhoods as blank slates, as ripe for outside investment and transformation. It sort of implies that there's nobody already living there. And I was curious about the on-the-ground impact of this type of thinking. So this project became my personal exploration of how using a community design approach to identify common ground in culturally divided neighborhoods could begin to develop strategies for proactively combating displacement. Next. Capitol Hill is a working class neighborhood in South Oklahoma City. It's cut off from downtown by the Oklahoma River and from more affluent neighborhoods by the highways of urban renewal. It's changed a lot in the last 60 years. In 1960, the neighborhood was 99% white. Today, after integration, white flight, and the oil bust of the mid-80s, is home to two distinctly different groups. The older white folks who remember the neighborhood with nostalgia as a cultural destination, and the relative newcomers who have made this area the center of Latino life in Oklahoma City. Next. I focused specifically on a 6-block stretch of 25th Street, which is the historic streetcar main street. It's a charming and attractive area that is a big part of what draws people to this neighborhood, and along with its close proximity to downtown amenities. Most people will view this as the heart of the neighborhood. Next. On the left is 25th Street in its heyday, and on the right, here it is in 2015. Next. The second issue, oh my goodness. Okay. Missed a card. As I spoke with residents, there emerged several points of common ground. Next. The first was that vacant lots and buildings were a primary source of concern. This is obviously understandable, but it was a pain point for nearly everyone that I spoke with. These two sites, are prominent sites in the heart of downtown Capitol Hill. Next. Second, the issue of how to properly improve and maintain buildings was extremely divisive. People had really strong opinions about whether owners should be allowed to paint their buildings bright colors, for example. The third message that I heard consistently was that residents and business owners alike felt largely left out of the exciting changes and investment that was happening just across the river in downtown and the surrounding neighborhoods. Next. At the annual Cinco de Mayo festival, I had the opportunity to conduct 2 participatory activities. Next. The first asked residents to prioritize areas of need based on what I've been hearing. These were places for sharing resources, places for growing businesses, and places for gathering. Next. The second activity asked residents to design their ideal main street using paper doll buildings to represent construction types and building materials and ornamentation. Next. The result of this work was a series of 3 design proposals that respond to the common issues and values that were identified and together make up a strategic approach to neighborhood-driven revitalization. Next. The first proposal responds to the idea that the economic success of 25th Street is a barometer for the health of the entire neighborhood and is a top priority for the residents there. They see this as a catalyst for growth throughout the rest of the area. This proposal incorporates a master plan for prominent vacant sites, phasing in destination dining, followed by facade improvements and workforce housing, and capped with a public plaza and theater renovation. Next. The second proposal takes a collaborative and comprehensive approach to rewriting design codes that govern the aesthetics of the historic district. There are multiple existing codes. Most of the people who sit on the board don't live or work in the neighborhood. This proposal recommends bringing together a diverse representation to write a new code that's forward-thinking and supersedes the old ones, and additionally restructuring the design review board to include at least 2/3 neighborhood representation. The third plan, next, is a response to the city's perceived indifference to investing in this area, lack of access to the river and to waterfront parks, is perceived as a reinforcement of this disinvestment. The core to shore plan, that's the city's plan, goes down to the river and doesn't show the south side. So this plan addresses, reimagines the riverfront as the front door of Capitol Hill rather than the back door of downtown by developing a greenway and bike path from 25th Street to the river's edge. Together, these three interventions next form a roadmap for dialogue and coalition building. You can view the full report at this QR code. I don't know if people still do that, but I did it. And I'm looking forward to talking about how to carry this work forward.